The Bears offseason program is over. Finito. Off for the summer as the players who were still there this week at OTAs, rookies, and some second and third year players had their final practice today. And I thought on today's episode of Chicago Bears Now, I'm your host, Harrison Graham, we would take a look at some final Bears OTAs winners and losers as the boys are off until training camp. And if you're ready for training camp, hit that like button. We're all ready for it. It'll be nice to unwind a little bit and, just kind of chill out, family time, maybe go on a vacation, but going to get the itch for football pretty soon. So hit that like button if you are ready for training camp. Okay, some winners and losers. Let's go Caleb Williams in the winner category. Doesn't mean he dominated by any means. There were some ups, there were some downs, but I thought Ben Johnson's comments yesterday were promising, said he's seen some growth and some good things on tape and that there's a lot that they like that they've seen from him. And all just the reporting and the accounts of Caleb getting in all the extra work. It sounded like he wasn't required to be there this week and still showed up and got in those extra reps. So that's promising as well. Obviously, we'll see what it all looks like in training camp and more importantly in the regular season. But I think the vibes are good. I think things are heading in the right direction for the quarterback. Okay, our first loser here, Austin Booker. And I think sometimes this time of year you've got limited information. There's not reporting on literally every single player. But I think a second-year player at a position where the Bears are looking for pass rushers to emerge basically heard nothing on Austin Booker. And I don't think that's great. I don't think that's the most promising storyline that is currently out there. And I just continue to kind of beat this drum of I think the edge group is pretty thin. Your best one is coming off a down year in Montez Sweat. We're kind of assuming like he bounces back. A, what if he doesn't? B, even if he does, do you have enough other bodies that you feel good about? Dayo Odeyingbo, who we'll get to in a minute, was not taking all the first-team reps. That's not great. I mean, sure, Dominic Robinson, congrats, you're getting first-team reps. Is that what you want to hear, though? I think the defensive end position is one to watch. Now that the offseason program has ended, I would imagine that over the next few weeks, they kind of reevaluate all the position groups. And my guess is at some point they add a pass rusher. Okay, DJ Moore is in the winner category as – look, we've talked about it. It's a big year for DJ. Big year for number 2. Got that big contract last year. Didn't have a bad year. Was still productive. But, the body language, which has been a talking point. Him and Caleb didn't seem to be on the same page a lot last year. There's been reports of that connection growing throughout OTAs and minicamps. That's been positive, obviously. And, look, I just think when you have a new coaching staff and you bring in more talent at that position, like – the clock's always ticking, right? The NFL stands for not for long. Even for established players, like teams will move on from you. He's not going anywhere this year, but he needs to bounce back. I mean, his 2 years in Chicago, again, both been productive, but what stands out there when you look at that graphic? Receptions, basically the same. Touchdowns, very similar. But it's the production, right? It's the yards. And the word that comes to mind is explosives. You got to get more explosives out of DJ Moore. 2 years ago, I thought he was arguably the best yards after catch player in the NFL. I thought he had surpassed Deebo Samuel, who's fallen off, and there's clips out of Commanders camp. I mean, he looks cooked. And last year, on basically the same amount of catches, his yards per catch went down over 4 yards per catch. So need the explosive plays to return. This offense is built to really emphasize players who can win in space after the catch. He can certainly do that. Hopefully he's able to do so in 2025. Okay, Zack Pickens falls into the loser category. I don't know if he's dealing with an injury. This is one of those where the press probably should have done a better job because obviously when they've asked about certain players, Ben Johnson's pretty forthcoming. Yeah, Luther Burden, soft tissue. We obviously know about Braxton Jones and Colston Loveland and their situations, but Zacch Pickens for the first time was seen at practice yesterday, but left practice early, according to Alex Shapiro. He later on in a different tweet said, yeah, he's been in the building, but hasn't been on the practice field, which could be a signal of an injury. So, like, is he injured? Is there something else going on? Like, I don't really know. What I do know is through 2 seasons, he's been a major disappointment as a top 70 pick, and I quite frankly don't really expect him to make this team. Like, he would have to show a ton to make this roster because there are 4 guys, in my opinion, that are locks to make the team at defensive tackle. You got Javon Dexter, you've got Andrew Billings, you've got Grady Jarrett, and you just drafted Shamar Turner in the 2nd round. He's not going anywhere. They're not going to move on from Billings, I don't think. They shouldn't. So at best, Pickens could be your 5th guy. Well, sometimes teams don't even keep 5 defensive tackles, and even if they do, you still have Chris Williams and Jerome Ford on the roster. So I think it's a major uphill climb for Zacch Pickens. New regime now. I get he was a 3rd-round pick a couple years ago, but I don't think he's in a position right now where he should feel comfortable with his spot on this roster. What do you guys think the Bears end up doing with Zacch Pickens? You think they keep him or cut him? Type K for keep, C for cut. I think he probably ends up getting cut. Maybe they try to do some late-round pick swap for him right before roster cut-down day, but who's going to trade for him? He has not put anything good on tape, really, through 2 NFL seasons. Welcome back, Jaquan Brisker. He is in the winner category. Just good to see him out there, hear him talk to the media a couple of weeks ago. Sounds like he's in a good mental space. He's done some different exercises and trainings to get past that last concussion. Hopefully those things help him remain healthy, and that's the only question with him. We know who he is as a player. We know who he is as a leader. He's a rah-rah guy. He can galvanize the troops. I think the Bears really missed him when he went down last year, but can he stay healthy? That is the only question, and when the pads go on, we'll find out more. If he gets through training camp, gets through the preseason unfazed, that'll be a good sign. If he gets dinged up, it's going to be a little bit of that deja vu, here we go again. So for now, it's good. He's in the winner category, making plays, picked off Caleb once or twice, flying around. I like the vibes, but we'll know more once we get into July and August. Okay, DAndre Swift is a winner, and he's really just kind of an offseason winner, right? I think Ben Johnson has spoken highly of him throughout the offseason. That has continued throughout OTAs, reports of him looking pretty good out there as well. The Bears did not add a player that really would even challenge him to be the starter at this point. And they didn't even add one who you're like, oh, it's a 1A, 1B situation. Now, obviously, there's going to be some running back by committee here, even if they don't make a move. I mean, DAndre Swift isn't a workhorse, 3 down, 25 touches per game back. So somebody's going to have to emerge, even if they don't go get someone. I personally still think a move could come. The free agent options are pretty thin at this point with Nick Chubb and J.K. Dobbins off the market. Could they trade for someone during training camp? That's certainly a possibility. We'll see if Roschon Johnson or Kyle Monangai emerge as that true second option. But I think for DAndre Swift right now, you got to feel pretty good about your standing with this team. So kudos to him, and we'll see if the Bears make any more moves there. Get yourself a Caleb Williams jersey today. It's only $100. Speaking of making moves, this is the move to make. Get yourself a 1-8 jersey. Only $100. Usually they're $120 or more when you're talking about these Nike authentic NFL jerseys. Pick one up today, chatsports.com/Caleb jersey. Another loser here, Luther Burden III. And I think, look, any player that's injured and misses practice, especially a young player, unfortunately, you're going to fall into this category because these reps are just valuable. But I thought this was a pretty strong quote from Ben Johnson on Luther Burden, just being honest. Like, look, he's missed a lot. Anytime you're not out there and you're in the training, I think I meant to put training room there. Sorry for the typo. When the rest of the guys are practicing, you're losing valuable time. Valuable time with your coaches, valuable reps with your teammates to build the trust we're talking about. It's a shame he got dinged up. Now, he did say he expects him full go at training camp, so that's good. But let's face it, it's going to be a lot of catching up to do. Sure, him and Colston Loveland have been taking the middle reps. We knew Loveland was going to miss this time, so I left him in the neutral category. But the reality is when you're a young player on any team and you're not getting these offseason reps, training camp, I mean, it could be a whirlwind. I mean, you're trying to – just learn everything, get those reps. B, when you do get those reps, maximize them. And C, as a competitor or a young player, regardless of where you're drafted, you got to earn your spot on the field. And he's behind not only the big two in DJ and Rome. I would imagine Zacchaeus is ahead of him right now. Duvernay, Tyler Scott, like these guys have been out there. So don't be shocked if Burden starts slow. I have not wavered on what I think he'll be as a player on this team, but maybe it's not a he hits the ground running type of situation. We'll just have to see how it goes. Rome Odunze, I do think he could hit the ground running this year. It is year 2. He went through the rookie ups and downs last year. In an article interview he did with The Athletic recently, he spoke about now that he's playing free because, the mental jump from the college to the NFL game is a steep one. And you're kind of swimming upstream as a rookie, which is why going back to Burden, you're already swimming upstream and now you've missed all these reps. It's that stream gets a little faster on you. But Rome seems dialed in. He seems ready to go. The clips I've seen, he looks smooth out there. I've said this. I think there's a chance he could end this year as this team's #1 receiver. He's got all the tools: the size, the speed, the route running, the high point catchability, red zone threat. I think the toolbox is full. It's just about being consistent, building that chemistry with Caleb, and really just maximizing those reps this year. Dayo Odeyingbo, to circle back to the edge discussion, he falls in the loser category. Look, I don't have the full context. I don't know, but anytime I hear that Dominique Robinson has been getting some first-team reps over Dayo Odeyingbo, doesn't mean all of them, but some, that's some concern, right? Like, to me, that's a bigger concern than it is Dom Rob year 4 breakout coming. That would be great if that happened. Maybe it will. I'm not saying it's impossible, but we've kind of been here before with Dom Rob. Like, we know he can look the part, especially in T-shirts and shorts. It's when the pads come on, he kind of gets neutralized. But with Odeyingbo, part of that contract was, on the surface an overpay and a projection of what he could still become as a young, big, physical player. And look, when the pads go on, that should benefit him, no question about it. But that's still not great, regardless of the context, that Dom Rob's getting first-team reps. I've said it. I think you got to go get an edge rusher. I just do. I think it's the biggest need on this team, whether it's a big splash for Trey Hendrickson, whether it's a reasonable deal for Jadeveon Clowney or Zadarius Smith or Von Miller or someone else. I think you need to get someone else who can go out and get the quarterback. Do the Bears need to add an edge rusher? What do you think? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I think they do. If I could sign one position, it would be edge. And that brings us back to another rookie, Ozzy Trapilo. I've got him in the winner category as well. Listen, they've thrown him right into this left tackle competition. Him and Karan Amagaji have essentially split reps with the first-team offense. And, at worst, it's been pretty even between those two. But at best, I would say Trapilo's got the edge already as a rookie. He's a very smart, very intelligent player that's been on display. Ben Johnson has spoken about it. The episode of 1920 Football Drive, just listening to Trapilo talk about his game plan of facing different pressures and different alignments on opposing defensive lines. It's like, okay, this guy gets football. Now, obviously, when the pads go on and you're going up against NFL defensive linemen, we'll see, right? Like, I would imagine he gets humbled a few times by a Montez Sweat or by a Dayo Odeyingbo or some defensive tackle. But I think he's got a real shot. And to me, I think it's going to be him or Braxton Jones. I think Amagaji is going to be in play to be the swing guy or maybe get some reps at guard as well. We'll see. I don't think they're done with him. I'm certainly not out on Karan Amagaji, but I think Trapilo, I think his prototype as a pass protector really stands out compared to Amagaji's, who I think can be a better run blocker. And what did Ben Johnson say? The number one job is to protect the quarterback for an offensive tackle, and I think he does that better than Braxton Jones or than Karan Amagaji. And I think coming out of college, he profiles as a better player in that regard than Braxton Jones did too. Obviously, Jones is 3 years into his career, coming off an injury, and we'll find out when he gets back how that competition looks. But I like where Trapilo's at currently. Okay, guys, appreciate you for tuning in. The Bears offseason program might be done, but our offseason is just beginning. We will continue to pump out content on a daily basis. If you have any video ideas, throw them in the chat, throw them in the comments. Myself, producer Cullen, when we're surfing through the comments, if we're like, oh, that's a fun idea, that's a good idea, we might pump out a video for you guys. So be on the lookout for that. My name is Harrison Graham. We will see you guys very soon. Hit that subscribe button and bear down.